our lesson for today is we will talk about the frequency. Okay, the frequency. For example, you want to say, in one day, I I eat 3 cakes, something like that. Once in a day, I drink eight times of water. Okay, so that's what we are going to talk about. Okay, but in order for us to discuss that, let's have a review first about our numbers. Okay, Judah-kun, can you read? Can you count from 1 to 10? From 1 to 10?
はい。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Okay, はい、ここできましたね。Okay, ちょっと待って。We have from our 1 to 10. Okay, let's count again. Okay, one more, 1 to 10. Count, Jackie. Jackie can count again from 1 to 10.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Okay, very good. So we have our 6. We have Roku, 7. We have our Nana. 8 is we have our Hachi. Okay, follow. Okay, and our 9. Okay, let's have our 9. Okay, 9 is we have our Q. Let's move here instead. Okay, Q, and followed by our 10, we have our G. Okay, G. Okay, from 1 to 10. Okay, let's have more. Louis, count from 1 to 10.
1 to 10. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
はい、横できました。Okay, that is for our 1 to 10. Let's have one more from 1 to 10. Jacqueline Arayat, can you please count from 1 to 10? Okay, is Jacqueline there? Okay, let's go back with. Okay. Now we know how to count from 1 to 10. Let's go for our frequency, like the occurrence of what happens. So for example, in Japanese, you want to say 1 time, okay, 2 times, 3 times. You're adding our frequency of adding kai for our number. So for example, we will put 3 times, it will become san kai, and so on and so on. But we have an exemption, right? So we have for our exemptions, for our exemption for our 1, we don't say ichikai, okay? So there will be a different exemption for that. We also have for our 6, for our 8, and for our 10. So for example, we have for our number 2, okay, it will become nikai, right? And so on for them. So that applies for them. For our 5, same thing, we have ikai. Then 7 is we still have our nanakai. Followed by our 9, we have kyukai. But we have for our exemption, for our number 1, it will change. We don't say ichikai, it will turn to ikai. Ikai. Okay. Ikai. Then for our 6, we don't say rokukai, it will become rokkai. 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 Then for our 8, instead of hachikai, it will turn to hakkai. 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 Then for our 9, okay, we have our kyukai, and for our 10, we have our jukai. Okay, jukai. Okay, let's try to count from our occurrence now from 1 to 10. Let's have Judah-kun.
はい。1回、2回、3回、4回、5回、6回、7回、8回、9回、10回。
はい、よくできました。もう一度、ルイリンさん。
1回、2回、3回、4回、5回、6回、7回、8回、9回, and 10回.
はい、よくできました。Okay, so since we know now how to count from 1 to 10, let's get new vocabs today. First is we have our word ichinichi. Ichinichi means one day, okay? One day. Then we have our word nankai. It means how many times. How many times, no? So this one, we have our particle ni here. Because we have our ni, it means for our duration, within the duration of one day. So for example, within one day, how many times for this object you do this verb? Okay, so let's give you some example. Now let's go back. We have our new word here. We have our ichinichi, within one day. Nankai is how many times. Then mizu is our water. Okay, then follow with our nomimas, which is to drink ka. Okay, so to drink is nomimas. So like we're saying here, we're using here the particle ni because for the duration of our one day. Okay, then for our nankai, we don't put any particle, just straight. Then we have our wa. Okay, we use wa for our particle for our direct object because water is our direct object here. Then if the sentence ends with a ka, okay, it means it's a question, okay? You are making a question. Like you're saying here, in one day, how many times you drink water? In one day, how many times you drink water? So let's try to answer. What you will do in order for you to answer, you will just replace our nankai, okay? Just replace with our nankai with the duration that the duration that you drink. So for example, if one time, two time, and earlier we discussed that, right? So you will just give your answer here for how many times that you drink water in one day. So let's try to answer that in this context, okay? So you will give one time, two time, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's have ito. Ja, Judah-kun imasu ka? Okay, please turn on your mic. Judah-kun imasu ka?
はい、います。
じゃあ、一日に、何回水を飲みますか？
1日に8回水を飲みます。
はい、よくできました。じゃあ、ジュダさんから、シンさんへ。
しんさん、1日に何回水を飲みますか
1日に10回水を飲みます。
Okay. はい、よくできました。じゃあ、しんちゃんから、ルウィリンさんへ。
ルウィリンさん、1日に何回水を飲みますか？
1日に5回水を飲みます。
はい、よくできました。じゃあ、ルウィリンさんからジャッキーさんへ。ルウィリンからジャッキーさんへ。
ジャッキーさん、1日に何回水を飲みますか？
一日にDomen Sensei, what to say again?
Okay, like how many times? 一日に then the duration. 1 time, 2 time. You just replace the picture with the duration that you drink.
Okay. 一日に5回水 water を飲めます。
水を飲みます。
水を飲めます。
はい、もう一度。
一日に5回水を飲みます。
はい、よくできました。Okay. Okay, so let's have another verb today. So we have our ha means teeth. Okay, we have our teeth. And we have our migakimasu, it means to polish. So it means to polish teeth, to brush teeth. Okay, let's see who are very hygienic here, no? じゃあ、let's have Juda-kun, いますか? Juda-kun, いますか? Okay, let's go back with Judah. もう一回、Juda-kun. もう一回。やってみよう。Let's try again. Okay, 今、できる?
はい。
Okay, はい。Okay.
一
はい、どうぞ。
日
一日に何回歯を磨きますか?
一日に3回歯を磨きます。
はい、よくできました。じゃあ、次は、ジュダさんから、ルウィリンさんへ。
ルウィリンさん、一日に何回歯を磨きますか？
一日に3回歯を磨きます。
はい、よくできました。じゃあ、しんちゃんから、シャインさんへ。しんちゃんからシャインさんへ。しんちゃんいますか？
はい、います。一日に何回歯を磨きますか？
うん。
一日に3回歯を磨きますか？
はい、よくできました。Okay, very good. Okay, let's have a new word. We have our new word here now, our terebi. No? Terebi means television. Television. Then follow with our mimas. Okay, mimas, it means to look or to watch. So, 一日に何回テレビを見ますか? じゃあ、ジャキさんいますか?
はい、います。
一日に何回テレビを見ますか、ジャキさん?
一日に1回テレビを見ます。
はい、よくできました。じゃあ、ジャキさんからジュダ君へ。
ジュダ君、一日に何回テレビを見ますか？
一日に2回テレビを見ます。
はい。じゃあ、ジュダ君から、しんさんへ。
しんさん、一日に何回テレビを見ますか？
一日に4回テレビを見ます。
はい。OK。じゃあ、しんちゃんから、ルウィリンさんへ。
ルウィリンさん、一日に何回テレビを見ますか？
一日に4回テレビを見ます。
はい。よくできました。Okay, so we have our new verb, シャワーを浴びます。シャワーを浴びます。So shower, it means shower. Then 浴びます is to take a shower. So shower を浴びます it means to take a shower. じゃあ、 社員さん、1日に何回シャワーを浴びますか？
1日に4回シャワーを浴びますか？
Yep, it's become an answer. No more ka.
浴びます。
Okay, もう一度。1日に何回シャワーを浴びますか
1日に4回シャワーを浴びます。
はい、よくできました。Okay, you take a bath a lot. Okay, 4 times. じゃあ、次は、社員さんから、新さんへ。
新さん、1日に何回シャワーを浴びますか
1日に1回シャワーを浴びます。
はい、よくできました。しんちゃんから、ジャッキーさんへ。
ジャッキーさん、1日に何回シャワーを浴びますか
1日に1回シャワーを浴びます。
はい、よくできました。ジャッキーさんから、ジャッキリンさんへ。
ジャキリンさん、1日に何回シャワーを浴びますか
1日に3回を浴びます。
3回シャワーを。
1日に3回シャワーを浴びます。
はい、よくできました。